Good morning, ladies. Oh, I'm like just rolled out of bed, still stretching, drinking my water. But I wanted to get on here real fast, super quick, early Sunday morning to talk to you about treat meals. As you girls know, last night, husband and I went out and we had our date night. We have a date night once a month where we get dolled up and we go out and we do something that's just special and fun for the both of us. This is what we do. So he picks 6 things that he wants to do. I pick 6 things that I want to do. And then each month we alternate back and forth with our date ideas. And I plan what it is on my month, and then he plans what it is on his month. And we're loving it. It's super fun. We got that tip from the One Extraordinary Marriage podcast. So if you're married and you're not listening to the One Extraordinary Marriage podcast, you totally should be. It's full of great tips. So anyway, we went out last night, and on our date nights, that's usually when I have my treat meal. And you guys saw what I was eating last night. And it's really super important to me that you guys don't think that I eat perfect 100% of the time. I want you to know that, yeah, sometimes I have cookies. Yes, sometimes I have ice cream. Sometimes I have, cake. But it has taken me a very, very long time to get to the point to where I could do that without having a treat meal ruin my whole entire week. So I just want to give you a couple tips and tricks that I have learned from all the times that I have had a treat meal, and then it just spun out into me going buck wild crazy. And hopefully this will be helpful for you. So when you're going to have a cheat/treat meal, it's important that you consider a couple things first. 1, am I ready for this? Because when I first got started and I was changing from my horrible eating habits into something that was better and cleaner, a lot of the times I would have a treat meal, but I wasn't actually ready for it. Because one treat meal, I'm so addicted to food. And one meal, we would go out and we'd have a treat meal, right? And I'd be like, oh my gosh, let's have Jack in the Box because I gotta have me some curly fries. And I would go out, but that one treat meal, it would trigger me to go out and I had Jack in the Box today, so I'm just gonna have a little bit of this tonight and a little bit of this and then a little bit of that. And then the next day I was just hopped up on Jack in the Box and on my treat meal, and it would spill over and it would keep spilling over. And that's because I had this habit and love and craving for junk food. It might not be Jack in the Box for you. For you, it might be something else. For you, it might be cookies or cakes or ding dongs or a bag of chips or something along those lines. But that one thing that you do ends up sending you in this downward spiral of food craziness. So make sure before you go out and you have your treat meal, am I ready for this? Is this something that I'm going to be able to handle? And only you can really answer that. And a lot of the times you might think that you're going to be ready for it and you're not going to be ready for it. But failing forward is how we figure out how this all works for us. So first thing is ask yourself if you're ready for this. And another thing is that don't have a cheat day. I used to have a cheat, for reals, I used to have a cheat weekend because I was like, yay, it's the weekend. And I would just eat whatever I wanted to. Not a good idea. That would send my weight up and down. I would get bloated. I would have cravings. I had sugar crashes. My results weren't consistent. It made me frustrated and want to pull my hair out. So the idea of having a whole entire weekend or you're just like, I'm going to go crazy. Don't do it. It's not going to help you. It'll probably just stress you out more than anything else. When you do have your cheat meals, make sure that it's a meal. It's one thing. It's not a whole entire day of I'm going crazy, y'all. Peace out. So that leads me into another tip is make sure that it's planned. So when husband and I do our dates, I'm like, okay, that's it. We're doing this tonight. I knew that we were supposed to get tattoos. We were going to go out. We're going to shoot some pool. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to have a couple beers and I'm just going to, we're going to eat. So I knew that that's what was happening. I knew that was what was going to be my treat meal for this month. And usually I have about one a month, and that's personal. That's for me. Because if I have more than one a month, I start to go down that spiral. It's been years since I've been doing this, and yet still, if I have a treat meal every single weekend, I'm a goner. I just can't handle it. So we have one about once a month. Sometimes I'll plan it out. Like if it's daughter's birthday, I'll be like, okay, that's the day that I'm probably just gonna have some cake and we'll go out to eat and I'll have a treat meal then. So make sure that your treat meals are planned. It should not be sporadic. You should not show up at a party and be like, okay, I've just decided today's gonna be my cheat meal and I'm going crazy. Put some time and put some thought into it. Otherwise, you can find yourself having cheat meals all the time. Oh yeah, today seems like a good day. Oh, okay, I'll do this today. And then you forget that like you just did it last weekend or perhaps maybe the weekend before. So make sure that they're planned out. When you're having your cheat meal, your treat meal, still practice discipline. Don't be like, this is gonna be my treat meal and then eat a whole freaking pizza and a cake, Still make sure that you aren't stuffing yourself because that's just not a good habit to have. Like you don't want to feel that way. Tired, lethargic, disappointment, regret. So last night we went out and I had some tater tots with some nacho cheese on it and there was bacon on it too. They were freaking good, y'all. But I didn't eat a whole lot. I had a little bit. I actually had less that I wanted to have. So I was still practicing discipline. We went out and then we had dinner and I had a pasta meal. Y'all know that I don't really eat pasta. I didn't eat the whole entire meal and plus I had a salad first. So I was still having treats, but I was still practicing discipline. And the last tip that I want to leave you with is that after you have your treat meal, the very next day, you need to get the frick back on the wagon. Like you need to make sure that you're working out. You need to make sure that you're back on your meal plan. Because here's the thing about treat meals. They are yummy at the time. But if you're having treat meals like how I had last night, I had some brewskis. I had some tater tots with nacho cheese on them. And I had pasta. That is all things that are full of sugars. So today, it's going to be harder for me. I know that I'm going to have more sugar cravings. I know that I'm going to feel bloated. I know that I'm going to feel lethargic and I'm going to feel tired. So just knowing that and knowing that it's going to be so much easier for me to want to sit on the couch and not do anything, I've created a plan to be able to get myself back on track. Today's the day that I'm preparing to start the shift shop. I'm printing out all of the calendars. I'm printing off my meal plan. I'm getting everything together. And also I'm making sure that I'm doing my workout today. So if you're gonna have a treat meal, make sure that you are thinking about it before, that you're planning it out, and that you also have a plan of action for afterwards so that when you're feeling tired and icky and maybe even sometimes a little bit disappointed because your treat meal was supposed to be this little indulgent and you went buck wild crazy. That's part of the process. Just know that you have a plan afterwards to help yourself get back on track. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that helped cleared up some things for you and maybe even pointed out something that you were doing that you're like, oh, so maybe that's why I keep screwing this up. All right, ladies, enjoy your Sunday. Get your meal prep on. Get prepared for this next week. We're going to rock another great week of this challenge group. Love your faces. Thank you for being here with me. I'll talk to you soon.